Nancy Mace responds after meeting with Epstein victims, calls for Prince Andrew in handcuffs, tossed in cold, dark cell. Absolutely, he should be, man. I mean, he getting away with this thing because he's some UK prince. You know, that shouldn't even matter, especially with the United States. We fought a whole civil war so we don't have to respect these titles and stuff. He should be in prison for what he done to them girls with Epstein. Everyone knows of this, how despicable this individual is, even his family. That's why they booted him out the family, to try to protect the family name, because he's such a disgusting individual. He should be in prison. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to hear what Nancy Mace has to say about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account. So follow me there as well. All right. So let's get into this news. Now, this comes from Slay News. And they report that Rep. Nancy Mace is demanding that Britain's Prince Andrew face criminal prosecution in the United States for his alleged role in Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking network. It comes after the Republican Congresswoman was spotted in floods of tears after meeting with Epstein victims on Tuesday. You know, people that been through traumatic events like that, and she possibly has PTSD. I'm not sure. I'm kind of guessing at it. But if she does have PTSD, when they hear other people's stories and stuff like that, they kind of relive that event and have flashbacks, and the memories start to come to the surface and stuff like that. And especially if they haven't dealt with the trauma, if they never saw anyone or talk to a therapist about their trauma, they kind of relive that trauma. It was sad to see. But Mace stormed out of the House Oversight Committee's closed-door meeting with Epstein's victims, visibly shaking. Here's the clip here. Sad. But she reveals that their horror stories gave her a full-blown panic attack. Following the meeting, Mace wrote in a post on X, she said, now seems like a good time to discuss prosecuting Prince Andrew for any and all potential crimes on U.S. soil. She said, so when do we prosecute Prince Andrew for potential crimes on U.S. soil? Seemed like the right step after we release the files. Perhaps we can focus on prosecuting predators next, like let victims, survivors, and the country heal. I agree with that. Again, she said, now seems like a good time to discuss prosecuting Prince Andrew for any and all potential crimes on U.S. soil. In another post, she added bluntly, a cold, dark cell. Prince Andrew in handcuffs sends the right message. I definitely agree with that. But Prince Andrew has long been accused of abusing Virginia Robert Jeffries, one of Epstein's most prominent accusers, when she was 17 years old. While Andrew has repeatedly denied the allegations and claimed he has no recollection of meeting her, despite a now infamous photograph of the pair with Ghislaine Maxwell, he quietly settled Jeffrey's civil lawsuit in 2022 for an undisclosed sum without admitting wrongdoing. So at first he says he didn't know her, right? And then we got pictures of him. I posted those pictures way back in the day of him with Epstein, and then he went and paid her off to go away quietly. But she still didn't go away quietly. May she rest in peace. I think she was killed. But Andrew has never faced criminal charges. He has insisted he cut ties with Epstein in 2010, though multiple reports suggest their association lasted years longer. Jeffrey was tragically found dead in April at her home in Australia. Her brother, Sky Roberts, and other survivors of Epstein's network spoke on Capitol Hill this week, urging lawmakers to pursue accountability. Mace herself, a survivor of sexual assault, grew emotional after hearing their testimony behind closed doors. She later revealed she suffered a panic attack during the meeting. As a recent survivor, not 2 years in, I had a very difficult time listening to their stories. Full-blown panic attack, sweating, hyperventilating, shaking. I can't breathe, she wrote. Mace has also broken with some of her GOP colleagues by joining a bipartisan push to force the Department of Justice to release Epstein files, and I'm with her on that. Reps Thomas Massey, I love what he's doing with this, and Ro Khanna introduced a discharge petition this week that would trigger a full House vote on compelling the DOJ to make public nearly all of his Epstein-related records. Quote, as a survivor, I stand with victims demanding justice and full transparency, Mace said Wednesday. She said, I just signed a discharge petition to ensure the truth to come out, the full truth to come out. The DOJ recently turned over 34,000 pages of Epstein documents to the House Oversight Committee, which released about 33,300 pages earlier this week. Sorry, 33,300 pages earlier this week. Sorry, y'all, I'm struggling reading today. Republicans on the committee described the trove as a significant step towards accountability, while Democrats claim most of the files had already been made public. The top Democrat on the committee told the Daily Mail on Wednesday that U.S. intelligence agencies may still be holding back additional records. You think? I think they are. Y'all know I think they're protecting Israel. Well, Massey and Connor's bill Massey and Connor bill, if passed, would require Attorney General Pam Bondi and the DOJ to release far more than what has been disclosed so far, and it needs to come out. The information needs to come out so people can be held accountable for what they done. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.